How do you sum up a lifetime in 10 minutes? I don't know if you accurately can. Every experience, good and bad. Every person who comes into our lives and every person who leaves it leaves an impression on our souls. That impression is what makes us unique. It's what makes us human. Okay, enough being poetic. Let's do this shit. I was born on July 24th, 2002 to parents Tanya Drake and Perry LaFond. I come from a big family. My dad had 14 siblings and I have over 40 first cousins. As such, I've always been family and community oriented. When I was 2, my sister Cassidy was born. When I was 8, my brother Lucas. They are my best friends, and I couldn't ask for better siblings. And if you two are watching this, I'm joking. You both suck. I was born in a small 4,000 person town called Rossland, British Columbia. Rossland is a skiing and biking town, so for as long as I can remember, I've always loved the outdoors. From skiing, to hiking, to doing canoe trips with my family almost every summer, I led an active childhood.
And this is my house. My dad built it, basically all of it by himself. In my yard, it's very snow covered, as you can see, but yeah, it's pretty big. And this is my view. It's even better when there's not so much fog and snow. But yeah, right off my front porch.
I've always been a creative human being. My Grammy was a novelist, so I got into writing at a very young age. I made it my goal to write my first full-length novel when I was only 11. It wasn't very good, but I finished it.
I think I've always been a bit of a philosophical person, and that's always come through in my art, starting with my writing. And I just wanted to share a piece of writing I actually wrote when I was in grade 5, because I guess it's quintessential Landon, I think. This is called Library of Life. He gets off the plane as it comes to stop. He once was tall, but now he's not on top. The plane engine started when his life fell apart. It fell like apple crumble, but now he gets a new start. His life is a library, and he's a lone book. The ink on the cover is what makes up his look. Pencil lead on the manuscript makes up his story. But now it's erased, and he feels so sorry. Left alone and scared, he doesn't know English. Oxygen is leaving his body like an out-of-water fish. But realization hits. He must write a new script. A new and better story. He needs to climb out of his crypt. This new home adds new stories to his library. Everything now doesn't seem as scary. Maybe in the future his library will be full, with stories, with places connected with threads of wool. Now tears of happiness fall from his eyes like rain. Maybe it wasn't a bad idea to get off of that plane.
I think 10-year-old Landon would be proud of all the stories we've been a part of. My creativity didn't stop with writing. My mother was a drama teacher and the ex-president of a local community theater organization, so I've always been surrounded by the performance arts. But it wasn't until I was cast as the Scarecrow in my high school's production of The Wizard of Oz that I realized that I wanted to be an actor. And for anyone wondering, yes, my mother was the director, and yes, I am a Nepo baby. I graduated in 2020, and that year I auditioned for CapU's Acting for Stage and Screen program, hoping to start my acting career off strong. Then COVID hit. And then I was rejected from ASAS. For the first time, I wasn't sure what my future was going to hold. But I kept on keeping on, and the next summer in 2021, I was cast in the Rossland Gold Fever Follies. Doing 80 performances of the same musical throughout the summer really helped me come into my own as a performer. And I became friends with some amazing people that I am still friends with to this day. That year, I auditioned for ASAS again. And I was rejected again. Well, waitlisted. But I never got off the waitlist. But I said, screw it! I'm going to CapU anyway. So I made the big move to Vancouver, where I spent 2 semesters at CAP doing English and social sciences. Then, in 2021, just within 3 months of me moving away from home, my Grammy passed away. Her death hit me hard, as she was my biggest inspiration growing up, and it was exacerbated by the news that I had been waitlisted for AZAS again, and was facing rejection for a 3rd time in a row. It was the lowest point of my life, and I was ready to give up on my dream of becoming an artist. But then I got the news that I had been taken off the waitlist for the program and accepted into it, and everything started to look up again. I did another year of the Follies, and then I came straight back to CAP to be a part of AZAS, where I learned even more and met even more friends. This is what I've been doing for the last 3 years, going to school at CAP and in the summer practicing my craft by performing with the Follies. Last year, I even got to perform in a musical that I wrote myself called Casino Rossland, with some of the most talented people that I know. It was surreal, and it was the perfect culmination of everything good in my life coming together to form one amazing year.
This is my childhood bedroom. Now there's a lot we can talk about in here because, well, it's kind of a time capsule of my life a little bit. Got a bunch of art that I made. For example, this actually was based on when I did Romeo and Juliet, because we did steampunk. I got some more posters from when I was in other shows, Spamalot and Rent. My pen collection, which I'm sure you've seen by now. And another penguin. Oh, and yet another penguin. This is Penguin, my favorite stuffed animal as a kid. My Romeo and Juliet poster. Bunch of my Follies posters. Okay, this is my my dragon and dinosaur collection, because I loved dinosaurs and dragons as a kid. This is Dolly, the Dolly llama. I know, I'm so funny. My dog DJ. Hi. Picture of my grandma holding me as a baby, and then a picture with both of my grandmas, who are both since passed. This is the creme de la creme of my existence as a child. Landon's box. I have a lot of shit here. First thing I want to show you, I actually have a pamphlet from 4 Plays for Course Actors in here. Does anyone remember Captivate 2022? This is to commemorate that I once wanted to be a magician called The Great Landini. The cover of an EP that my friend wrote. A birthday card my childhood best friend made for me. Or sorry, a birthday invite to his birthday that he made for me. Me and my very first crush holding hands when I was 6 years old. This is Perry the bear I'm holding there. Perry named after my dad. This is a picture of me in high school on an honor roll trip with some of my best friends. There's the girl I asked to prom that we never went to prom because of, COVID. This is the notes I took for my very first D&D campaign I was in. This is a pocket knife that my uncle, who passed away before I was born, used to have. My dad gave it to me right when I got this box, and I've had it in here ever since. This is the very first thing that was added to the box, and arguably the most important, but it's beautiful. I've never been able to get it open though. It's like a rusted shut. That is Landon's box.
This spring, I graduate from the Acting for Stage and Screen program, the moment I've been working towards for 7 years of my life. I'm ready for it to end, but I'm going to miss every experience, good and bad. Every person who came into my life and every person who left it. You've all left an impression on my soul. You've let me be unique. You've made me more human.